Welcome, one and all, back to the Tales Tales channel. Another Halloween special. Sort of, kind of. It goes place to one of my most favorite Rubberhose characters. Now, with Rubberhose, it takes place of 1920s or 30s characters, back to the first being Felix the cat that led the way for others. And you would get so many that come after, like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Mickey Mouse, Bimbo the dog, and the one that was my personal favorite that I grew up was Flip the Frog. Now, Flip was created by Ubba Iwerks, who also co-created Mickey Mouse with Walt Disney, but he left due to Mr. Disney always complaining about the work that Ubba did, and took credit for things that he shouldn't have. You know, such as drawings of Mickey that Ubba drew. He left Disney and went on to work for Pat Powers to open a cartoon studio of his own. Now, iWork Studios. He produced new cartoons distributed by MGM, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. The first series he produced was a character called Tony the Frog, but Ubba hated the name and changed it to Flip. And he'd been part of it for 4 years, from 1930 to 33. Now, iWork Studio quickly began to gain new talent, famous animators like Grim Natwick, who first designed Betty Boop for the Max Fleischer Studios, and Chuck Jones, of course, one of the greatest animation legends for the animation geeks out there. Now, after his first two cartoons, Flip evolved, and he became, less frog-like. He had a bow tie, and he slowly evolved into being more human-looking. Now, the character, he was more humanized, which was attributed by Grim Natwick, who also had a hand in changing Flip's girlfriend, who had, also had some similarities to Betty Boop, but hair curls and all. Even Flip's personality developed a bit more. He's a, down and out, naive, little goofy guy. And because some of his vices and poorly aged choices there, Flip overstayed his welcome at MGM, and he would then be forgotten by the public for years, until making a small comeback, thanks to historians and animation enthusiasts like Leonard Maltin. And to this day, I still see fan art on Instagram and Tumblr of Flip. People still remember him faithfully. Such as, there's Dirk, Michael. I've made a commission by SM Baby on Flip, Matt Jack, CM Sound, and so many others, It's not, Flip's cartoons still remembered a bit. And I'm going to go down my favorite cartoons that I consider both very dark vibes that fit the spooky month of Halloween. First, we're going to put two into one. The Cuckoo Clock Mystery was premiered in 1930, and then we'll go over Spooks, which would be about 3 years later. Now, I enjoy both, and they're considered dark tunes. Bimbo the dog had Swing You Sinners. Mickey Mouse has The Mad Doctor and the Haunted House. Betty Boop has Minnie the Moocher. And I hope to God none of these that this shouldn't get copyrighted when I show this, because by another fun fact, Flip the Frog is now in the public domain in the US, because many of his cartoons had their copyrights expire, as they were published in 1930, technically, and their copyright were not renewed after a 28-year term. So hopefully God, this will work out pretty well. So, let's go right into it. As you see, we have, the second time Flip was developed. He didn't have a neck yet. His eyes are a little bit bigger, and he's playing that ragtag Tina piano. And before we go into when I was younger, when I was little, probably like 8, 10 or 11 at the time. On the weekends, I feared because my dad would always force my sister and I to go down next door to see our grandpa. And he would have some of his grandkids or great-grandkids work out in the field or help him do chores around the house. And luckily, they weren't too strict or anything. So I just wanted to go home and watch TV. So when no one was looking, I would get on my bike and run away when everyone else was doing the work. I got off scot-free. I'll go home and watch on our the Roku Netflix at the time. There was cartoons that time forgot, the Upper Iwerks collection, and there was the complete series of all the available Flip the Frog cartoons. So that's how I remember Flip. I remember him at that young age, you know? And so what we have here is a Flip. He's playing the piano. His eyes are a bit bigger. He's got no neck. And the music score is directed by Carl Stalling, who is absolutely responsible for the greatest Looney Tunes music. Even this disturbing vibe by piano that always creeped me out a little bit as younger. I always respected the shadowing and lighting on black and white cartoons. Like, of course, all this is hand drawn, and they're always back then they're absolutely experimenting. You know, Iwerks being one of them here. So the plot is we have like most objects, the coop clock and the clock are a lot, and the little bird are a lot, you know, are living. And the clock is irritated because and poking him in the ass and all that. Just angry about it. And we have, let's see, the shadow of a shotgun, of a pistol, and cartoon bullets that killed the cuckoo bird. Looks just whole like, oh no, I've been shot. All right, here's a flower. Down I go. And the inanimate object cuckoo clock, and you know, reports the murder that goes back to Flip, who is he's a private eye, a detective. And the telephone is even pissed that he's sleeping on the job. I think you have a few lines too, Flip, like short lines. I think Abba voiced Flip at the time too, just like when Walt Disney voiced Mickey Mouse. As most creators do voice it, and we have here my favorite is he goes. It's an open door. He goes through the door, leaving a like Flip-sized hole in the wall, which is always hilarious. He calls out his little motor car. Back then, back when cars were like people, were like living people personalities, and they're like he was like the Herbie fully loaded of his day, I guess, you know. And then we got the dark shadowing. Just here's Private Eye Flip going to try to solve this murder, with jokes such as the little arcade just tiptoeing through the puddle like his tires are feet, which is pretty cute. And then all these like four cartoon cops using a cat as a siren. Later on, the Flintstones would use animals as furniture or utensils, things like that. Everything has to have a beat, a syllable, at the music and not moving. Like the clouds are dancing and making rumbling. Here, even the little mouse that come out of nowhere, Flip uses as animal abuse. Flip uses as a windshield wiper, and mouse is just there hanging on for dear life. There's always a nice funny little joke around here and there. And probably one of my favorite shots of this card is a monster house. Yep, monster house. Like, Flip is terrified, don't want to go in, and is just forced to go in. And the wind's always holding back, just pushing back in, and the house walls him up. He's in the house. in the house there, tiptoeing. Another cartoon logic is the shadow has a personality of their own, and is taking flip from is always, and the shadow wants to be on top, so flip is just pissy about it and locks him in, locks him in the closet. The consequences, just try and find clues of, alright, who did it? Who's the murderer? Where's the case here? I like to explore. I love seeing the house more. This does have similarities to Mickey in the Haunted House. Both this and Spooks. And then we have the four cops. Nice little funny beat here. There's a nice, rhythm to it. These cartoon footprints come to life. And these cops, similar cops, pull out a pistol, shoots, and then breaks through and then chains come out of nowhere. I don't know if that was a thing at the time. And you have looks like the piano is haunted, come to life. There. Flip looks, and there's just two little buggy wuggies, just dancing, just having this merry old time, just not caring the world, just da. And the poor clock here just misses the bird, even to their kids. Where's Mom? When's Mom coming home? And so Flip being the klutz he is, I guess goes up the stairs, tries to go upstairs, but the floorboards always gang him. Then the klutz, goes up the stairs, and he's so clumsy. The carpet goes up, he loses his hat, he falls down the stairs, and trips with barrels, and then down, I think it's a cellar, I think he actually falls down into the cellar. I'm like, where am I? And then he's in darkness. There's a shadow. It's implied that it's the Grim Reaper. It's the Grim Reaper, or Death, or you want to call him, is one that shot the bird, the little cuckoo bird, with a pistol. And they even leaves the pistol there. His mouth, and just there's Flip reacting to everything, and like, oh wait, hey, that's me! Oh my god! And the Grim Reaper's after him. Like, the 30s always made the Grim Reaper pretty scary, didn't they? Back then. And rolls up his sleeve, and I'm gonna get you, man. And Flip's whistling, and then makes a break for it, and then just bumps in and jumps out. I don't know if it's a nurse cellar, just like, back then, story wasn't the most interesting thing at the time, It was just, alright, fuck it, Flip, the cuckoo bird's dead, we need to find out who's the murderer. Private Eye Flip, goes in to solve the case with jokes scattered a little bit there. Goes in the haunted. Doesn't want to go in. He's forced to go in the haunted house. He meets Death, and Death's about to go after him, and then just Flip gets away and jumps away, or something. So I guess that's the facts there. I wish I had a different way. We have Spooks, which was released about 3 years later in 1933. And we have here is a fully involved Flip. He now has a hat, his own little hat. His eyes are a little bit kind of like medium size. He's got his own boat. He's brought back his bow tie, and seeing gloves. He's got a neck now. He's a little bit more, innocent, naive, a bit of a goofball, just wants to have fun. He's in for cheap thrills. And so just like Mickey Mouse in the haunted house, he's in a storm. He's in a black and white Rubberhose storm. He's trying to find shelter but this time he's got a horse, not like horse collar, a different horse. I think it's a returning character a few times, trying to find shelter. And so they come across this haunted house, this abandoned house. Maybe it's haunted, who knows? And yeah, similarities to, again, Mickey, I guess. And I think in this, Flip has like fewer lines, and in this, and his voice sounds completely different in this too. Let's say there's not even a shot of death. Like, I guess he came back. Apparently, just like, let's see. Apparently, there's some skeleton. He's trying to get away, and we have here is the skeleton in the top hat, which I always remember faithfully. He's probably one of my favorite characters. You know, the skeleton with the top hat. You can tell. It's obvious that he's the villain. He seems more welcoming to his guest. And, you know, just like, you know, the Mad Doctor, making Mad Witch's banded. It shows, like, you know, they make skeletons relentlessly creepy, like, hilariously creepy and fun. And so does Spooks here, too. You know, the skeleton here is... Master Skeleton is welcoming to Flip, and even offers him a nice turkey bones dinner. You know, offering Flip some... which is very generous of him, too. This nice little bone is wagging like a tail, like a little wishbone tail. And, you know, and Flip being the nice little froggy he is, you know, he doesn't want to, but he's just trying to be nice. You know, trying to be nice here. And I love the shot here, too, of, apparently the skeleton has eyeballs. Like, you can see the pupils. Like, why does the skeleton... It shouldn't work. You know, and in this world, it does work. Well, it's like this. We also have the nice little, tails of skeleton, which... I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Burton was inspired when making Corpse Bride, but inspired by the dog here, you know? Nice looking dog. I don't know what kind of dog it is. Even, you know, I don't think ears have bones. I don't think that really matters, but they give, you know, skeleton dogs, you know, ear bones. And so the joke is that, you know, that Flip is offering, you know, he is trying to be nice and giving his bones away to the dog, trying to be nice without offending the skeleton. And offers it to the Master Skeleton guy, and eats and tries to eat it up. But it goes right through him, like most gore people. So he gets a bucket and uses that as a stomach, which I guess works pretty well. And of course, just like the haunted house, you have these skeletons playing. There's a cello, a violin, it's a piano, it's nice little music here, just for fun. And have either a female skeleton or a male skeleton drag at the time, or you know, they them, you know, trying to get at the times. You know, just dancing with, you know, just nice dancing with Flip. With hilarious consequences, like I always thought the skeleton jokes they used back then. The animators always got so creative with the skeletons. I'm sure you can, you know, agree or not too. And oh my, what we have here, it appears that the main skeleton is up to no. Clearly, he's the bad guy. The antagonist is up to no good. That always freaked me out is. Either that's a dwarf, or that he actually killed a baby, a child. You know, it's either that or a tiny person, but like that was always very creepy that he's got, you know, a tiny little baby skeleton and a child skeleton. Like, good God, like, and of course he's clearly planning to kill Flip, you know, skin him alive to collect his skeleton because it's the right size. Huh. And honestly, if I had nickel for every time there was a cuckoo bird in a terrifying Rubberhose cartoon, I had 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird to happen twice, right? So out of nowhere, Flip yawns and transforms and is now wearing night gear. You know, wearing a nightgown. Like, oh wow, that's the magic. I guess God gave to him or something. When he yawns, he then the skeleton's behind him measuring him. Like this evil. He has a nice bed set up, made for everything. And of course, back then, instead of getting up, I don't know if people still do or not, there would be a bedpan you can piss or shit in. I don't know if they still have that or not. Yeah, but now, because people are energetic, they like to get up and go use the bathroom, even if it's far away. So, and there's this door like, this is it. Don't go in. Like, oh, is this it? Oh, okay, thank you. Like, oh, flip you moron. Like, don't. That's clearly a trap. Don't take a genius. No. Flip sneaks right in, and behind him is a terrifying image of a skeleton getting him, pounding him, walloping. He's tied up. He's got a knife. Like, this gets real serious and dark. Like, Flip's tied up, and the skeleton is sharpening his knife. He's about to cut him open alive. Like, oh my god. And just like, that Mickey Mouse cartoon, he's about to get cut up into little pieces. But luckily Flip gets away and uses the table like a sled, bumps into skeletons. He gets away. Luckily, he gets away on it. But probably what's terrifying me most is while he's riding this horse, the horse transforms to a skeleton. Like, whoa, where'd that come from? And Flip is terrified and runs away into the night. And like, that's just... That never made sense to me as a kid. Like, oh my god, that is pretty terrifying. Remembering it now all this time. And so that is the Cuckoo Clock Mystery and Spooks. Both my favorite dark Flip the Frog cartoons. They're both short. I don't hear a bunch of people talking about them. I never do. But I do. I always love the energy there. Very much. And by the way, I'd love to thank Indominendo so much for the thumbnail. I appreciate the original vibe you give both Flip and the Master Skeleton here. And so that's one of my Halloween recommendations for this week. Do you have any favorite, dark Rubberhose cartoons that's lost in time, that time forgot, that's lost in media? Please, feel free to put it in the description below and, subscribe and all. Thank you all for watching, and happy Halloween!